Alright, so we gotta sync the audio as we always do here on Wizard Hang. So
I'm ready to clap.
we do something a little differently here on in the Wizard Scroll Studios. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one word at a time. We're gonna form a sentence.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
It's a little
I love
fun
that.
little game, yeah.
You did that in an episode, and I heard it.
I've been doing them for like a bunch of episodes now. This is like the new tradition. Okay, Werewolf, you start.
He
was
the
enamored
Henry
boy
particle.
Did you hear any of what I said?
Yes. He was the enamored Henry boy particle.
Okay, that's a good sentence. I like that. Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome one and all to Wizard Hang 34. My name is Chris. I'm here with my fellow Chris, Mr. Squimping Ludwig.
Hello.
At his house.
Filming live from an undisclosed location.
Live from...
We've changed all the names to Chris to protect the innocent.
Yeah, hi, I'm Chris Wolf.
Chris Wolf. That's better than Henry Particle.
Dick Wolf.
Oh no, it's
Your
gonna
brother.
be one of those episodes.
Wizard Scroll Nice, baby.
I'm where Chris bar Chrisva.
Yes, indeed. And today, we have brought stories of talk shows and a picture of Macaulay Culkin are the prompts.
Specifically, Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister from the hit film series Home Alone.
Yes, indeed, indubitably. And you know what, if you're a fan of The Boy and all of his escapades, you know exactly what image we're discussing. So, with all that said, does anybody want to go first, or are we drawing straws?
Let's draw straws over the internet.
Yeah. Okay, I got my straw here. All right, Squid, draw a straw.
Okay. I don't know how long this is because I have no context for the other straws.
Okay. All right, All right, Werewolf, I'm gonna hand you a straw through the ether, and I just want you to grab one. Here, my hand is appearing through your screen now.
Oh, look, I drew the straw that was as long as the city block. How interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
You got the longest straw. I think that means you go first.
God
darn.
damn it. I forgot how this game was played.
I got the straw that's the length of a plank length.
Womp, womp, womp.
A plank length?
Yeah.
So,
That's a set length?
It's like the smallest
That's a-
possible unit of measurement.
I was about to say that's a universal measurement. Plank?
Plank.
One
yeah.
plank?
One plank.
Okay.
yeah, it's a subatomic measurement. It's so short that it is questionable as to whether it's in Chris's hand or on the other side of the universe.
That's
I've never
true.
heard of this measurement before.
We'll do our research after, but that...
Yeah, don't look it up.
Yeah, I think it measures corks, right? It measures the length of a cork.
Something like that. Yeah, it's used to measure subatomic particles.
I mean, one cork is one Armin Shimmerman.
So, we are, this week, going back to Spaceman Spiff, and continuing
Ooh,
favorite
character, yeah.
continuing the saga of Spaceman Spiff with Spaceman Spiff and the Lava Planet of Terrible Horribleness. Here we go. Welcome back to Space Late Night with your host, Space David O. Carson, the announcer said. No watch the show through a grating little mirror. The voices projected from the exposed speaker system sounded tinny at best. He sighed, thinking about how he ended up in the custody of the Bella Checkmark Merchant Emporium. But here he was, being prosecuted by a bunch of paramafiosos for the same type of fraud they had all committed. At least it wasn't
Is
being...
this an emporium that sells merchants, or is it an emporium of merchants selling their own wares?
It's an emporium of checkmarks run by the Bellas.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's unclear about that.
I just like the idea of of an emporium of merchants, but it's literally an emporium selling merchants.
Yeah, they've just got vending machines filled with merchants. Yeah. And,
Oh, you need a car salesman? Oh, we have a ton of those.
and you pay in the official currency of check marks. At least it wasn't being run through a fantasy torture simulator by the Ongrites. Why are all female Ongrite centipedes and male Ongrites blobs? No asked one of his captors from the cramped holding cell. Dude, we let you live and are going to let you live. You're probably the most fortunate person who has ever existed in time and space right now. Shut the fuck up forever, the captors replied.
And he never spoke again.
No shrugged. That
The
was
rest of the
fair.
story, he's silent.
There was no reason they shouldn't have killed him on sight, given that they were a semi-criminal organization. So realistically, the fact that he was going to stay alive through this whole process was basically a free pass. He turned his attention back to the show. Which is why female Ongrites are centipedes, said O'Carson. Shit, mumbled No. Our first guest tonight, you know him from your nightmares. The audience laughed as O'Carson flexed his eyebrows. No, but seriously, he's an insane colonialist bounty hunter who has returned over 70 bounties, executed more than 300 dirty aliens, and annexed 13 planets for a place that doesn't exist anymore called Earth. Please welcome Spaceman Spiff. Spaceman Spiff appeared in the talk shows.
The studio audience goes wild.
Buzz Light came on.
Yeah.
Spaceman Spiff appeared in the talk show's patented teleporter, completely confused as the crowd went wild. As applause died, Spiff cautiously stepped out of the teleporter and surveyed the crowd. This is one of those memory prisons, isn't it? Spiff said. No. O'Carson said. This is a memory simulator talk show. Spiff nodded, acknowledging the explanation and slowly, awkwardly walking over to the desk to complete quiet of the crowd. He checked behind him multiple times before he sat down. O'Carson continued to smile ear to ear and hold his hand out, extended, nearly motionless, aside from the blinking, as Spiff eased into the invitation. So, O'Carson said immediately as Spiff's ass touched the seat cover. Spiff was up and whipping out his blaster at the startling volume of O'Carson. But O'Carson just went on. We hear you were on the lava fountain planet recently. Tell us what that was all about. Future ding!
Ding.
No, it's not even a prompt this time.
Spiff looked at the audience and looked back at O'Carson, who was still smiling as Spiff held the blaster to O'Carson's forehead. He quietly put the blaster back in his utility belt and sat down. He ran one hand through his haystack mane of stiff blonde hair and cleared his throat. Spaceman Spiff went to a lava fountain planet. For sure, he replied. That's right, O'Carson replied. We hear you rescued a little boy there. Spiff turned away from O'Carson and faced the camera. Spaceman Spiff went to a lava fountain planet in pursuit of the famed Magnetotron and rescued the boy from the brutal, thuggish natives who had held the boy captive. Spiff returned a hero and had sex with the boy's mother.
As you do.
What's that? Yeah, right, yeah.
That's when the audience goes, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a male-driven show at all. Well, we have a clip here. Let's take a look, O'Carson said.
Wait, what?
The memory squid's mechanical tentacles extended from the ceiling and plugged into Spiff's skull. His eyes went back into his head and the monitor cracked with static until the image of an approaching black and orange orb replaced the talk show in progress. The memory replayer showed the lava fountain planet emerging quickly in Spiff's cockpit as the little red saucer dove towards the surface. Spiff took heavy damage from the firefight with the Semanticons because they wanted to point out to him that it was actually a laser fight, and Spiff doesn't take kindly to correction, especially since Spiff uses plasma weapons. The monitor showed Spiff's ship careening down toward the planet, and it was clear that the memory player had begun to fill in some of the gaps with its own insert to create a visually compelling narrative for the audience. This guy who turned me over is a real piece of shit, No remarked, forgetting the rule they had set for him. Literally just told you to... No, actually, that's true, though. one of the Emporium spacers replied. He's insane. The next shot of the memory player showed Spiff stumbling forward with a blue Earth flag and spiking the thing down into the ground. His teeth were bared as he gritted them through the pain of planting the flag while struggling with injuries he had sustained from the crash. I claim this planet for Earth, he yelled. The black, muddy ground beneath him sank a little to accommodate the Earth flag as a volcano erupted somewhere beyond the horizon. Another plume of lava ripping into the smoke-drenched atmosphere over the seemingly dead, charred ball hurling through space. As Spiff knelt really dramatically, partially out of searing pain and partially to look cool, he muttered, I've done you proud again, humanity. Spiff clenched his eyes closed, taking the thinker pose. He heard what...
We're both sitting in the thinker pose right now. You can't see it. We're hunched over the microphone.
Yeah, just doing that the whole time. I need more intense as we think about the challenging nature of this piece. As Spiff clenched his eyes closed, taking the thinker pose, he heard what he could only describe as flatulence. He smirked a little, assuming it was just a comically coincidental sound coming from the tumultuous planet's surface, heating and cooling. As he opened his eyes...
Fart.
Yeah, you know, like lava squished up against stuff, or like people fucking, right? Every once in a while, there's just a little...
Yeah, it's a little squimp.
Yeah, exactly. It is the sound that squimping makes. As he opened his eyes, his visor identified another body nearby, and Spiff shot up, ripping his ray gun out of his belt. He found he was pointing his neuron destabilizer at a human being. The boy was half Spiff's height, with some withered vestiges of blonde hair clinging to his balding head, as well as a striped cap from Earth's 20th century slapstick era, which included a vertically mounted spinning propeller. The small... I definitely should have held for laughter there. I forgot how absurd that image was. The small plastic appendage spun languidly in the hot wind of the distant volcano's shockwave. The boy, whose wrinkled face would normally belong to a 40-something man, stood eating a brownie that Spiff's visor was analyzing as the brown crumbs fell from the boy's mouth. Foodstuff containing hallucinogenic chemical, the visor read back to Spiff in his brain implant. Spiff sees the boy eating poisoned brownies, Spiff said, clipping his ray gun and ripping the brownie out of the boy's hands. He threw the brownie into a lava pool nearby, which fountained up as if in response to the deposit. The boy looked irritated. Spiff asks the boy where his parents are, Spiff said. The boy didn't answer. Spiff asks the boy where his parents are, Spiff repeated. The boy farted. Spiff slapped his forehead and pulled down the rubber glove across all of his features in frustration. Spiff is getting frustrated, but reminds himself that children are the Earth's future, Spiff said, trudging back towards his spacecraft to retrieve a med kit. As Spiff sat on the edge of his saucer, the boy approached, watching him from a distance as he took another brownie from his pocket and started eating it.
He had another one. Of course he did.
Yeah, of course.
Man, those must be some really overcooked brownies to hold up in a pocket.
Yeah,
Not just completely collapse.
It's the dankest of the dank.
It's more pot than brownie.
Oh, yeah. It's using pot as a binding agent,
right?
Like in a meatball.
And it's holding up. It's holding up in a dry heat too. So this shit is off the chart.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. That's impressive baking prowess.
Yeah.
It's cooking as we speak, though.
If you tested those brownies for THC, the meter would go, nah, dog, nah. It would just establish a new reading. Spiff looked up from running the stochastic tissue reorganizer over his shoulder and saw the brown crumbs dropping off the boy's mouth. All right, kid, Spiff said. Where the fuck did you come from? Time vortex, the boy said. Confirmed, the visor told Spiff. Subject is 100% human, 20th century origin. Same, Spiff replied. He put the STR into his medkit. Hey, excuse me? Another voice popped up. As Spiff turned around, ray gun already in hand as he looked for the perpetrator of the voice. A black sludge monster stood on the edge of the lava lake nearby. "Please don't litter on this planet. It's not," the monster began to say in a language that Spiff's translator was easily processing. "Spaceman Spiff is confronted by the planet's putrid denizens, clearly intent on killing the only two pure humans left in the universe," Spiff yelled. The monster started.
I mean, it's already killed Tasha Yar.
Yeah, his brother had a bad attitude, though. The monster started. What? Wait, did you just call me putrid? Spaceman Spiff screamed and vaporized the monster, running forward as more sludges began to form around the lava lake. "Where are you holding the magnetotron?" Spiff screamed at the newly forming sludges. "The local power generator?" One of them said. "Dude, you just fucking vaporized Phil. Holy shit, if you want the fucking power generator, we'll just give you a fucking power generator."
Not Phil!
No!
Sorry. Yeah, okay. "Yeah, Phil had dinner parties on Thursdays, and now what are we going to tell his husband?" Another one of them said. Spiff pointed his gun erratically between them. Back, you damn sludge piles! I'll vaporize every last one of you, you wretched coal piles!" "Hey, fuck you, man, I'm mostly cobalt," one of them yelled, and lobbed a ball of fire toward the saucer. Spiff dodged out of the way and vaporized the assailant sludge. The flaming ball conveniently hit the boy's brownie and knocked it out of his hand. The boy looked irritated.
Not the brownie.
Oh no, now you've done it. That's gonna piss him the fuck off.
And here's his intense reaction. The boy looked irritated and pulled out another brownie. There was no white coloration left on the boy's scleria at this point. His eyes were completely red except for his pupils.
That's the boy, all right.
"Time vortex," the boy said to no one. "You assaulted a human child!" Spiff screamed. A hardened sludge that was crumbling after a blast from Spiff's ray gun replied, "He's older than you! Kid!" Spaceman Spiff yelled at the boy. "Fix the spacecraft and get us ready for takeoff!" Spiff threw the boy a second ray gun. The gun hit the boy's chest and fell to the ground in front of him. "I'll be back in 10 minutes. I have a mission to finish," Spiff yelled, and charged forward, disintegrating the native populace of the planet as he went, screaming, "Where's the magnetotron?"
Oh man, I have a bad feeling about this.
He's a true hero.
I have two theories. We'll see how these play out. Go on.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever ending this is coming to, it's obviously the best one for all parties.
Sure. Yeah.
The boy stood in front of the fallen ray gun. A sludge emerged from the ground near the boy. "Hey, so if you want to go with that guy, it's totally fine. But you're free to continue staying here with us. We'll keep supplying you food and weed as long as you need to get through this whatever you're going through. He is human, and he'll probably bring you back to the humans who care about you. But, he's also murdering people on our planet, and we're going to have to try to kill him. But we won't destroy the spaceship in case we don't kill him and he's able to get you off the planet. Or maybe you can pilot it. I know that seems way too forgiving of us, but we are generally a pacifistic species. I don't want to hurt this man, but he's given us no choice. He's violating multiple treaties right now. I hope you understand. We have all grown very fond of you in the months you've lived with us, and your presence is extremely calming, given the severity our psyches have to the chemicals your body produces when you're inebriated. I can only wish you the best of luck in whatever you do. Either way, the ship is fully functional, and if you want to leave, you should use it. No matter what, remember that we love you, and none of this is your fault. Time vortex, the boy replied. No couldn't understand.
Classic catchphrase.
This is continuing my theory.
It's an important thing to identify for the boy. No couldn't understand why the memory player was playing this memory, given that Stiff was
not there,
far out of frame. And running through a ruthless murder spree against these people. It's just a conceit of the narrative, one of the Emporium Spacers said, responding to his colleague as they continued their discussion about Space Breaking Bad, a space TV show about space drugs on Space HBO, recently changed to Space Max, in which everyone in space liked, although some people liked its space sequel, Better Space Call Space Stall, even more. Originally, that was just all clever wordplay, and then I was like, no, I'll just change everything to space.
What do you mean? That was clever wordplay. That was the cleverest wordplay on this show. You're such a cunning linguistic.
I'm going for a fucking Pulitzer,
Oh
man.
man, it's a shame they changed. It's a change they changed Space HBO. They could have called it Space BO.
Space body odor. Spiff charged through an exploding sludge monster as several others lobbed fireballs at him. He tossed bombs into lava pits as he ran across the narrow igneous bridges that carved their way through the huge pools of molten orange that flowed across the planet. This is the problem. I give myself way too complex words to read on a fucking podcast.
Oh, that I loved that. The great use of igneous.
Can't wait to get Pulitzer shamed by the Reddit. He reached a black He reached a black jutting outcrop where a massive sludge entity forming out of the several sludges emerged from lava pits all around him. Spiff tossed his ray gun forward and screamed, "Fetch!" The sludge monster lurched for a moment, giving Spiff the distraction he needed. The deadly mercenary smashed a panel in his utility belt, and a small box panel on the back of his suit deployed 2 thrusters, launching him up into the air above the distracted sludge monster. Spiff dropped down onto the thing's cooling head. "Hey!" the thing yelled in a nasal tone of voice as it gripped the ray gun. Spiff was already jumping off, leaving a magnetic device that clung to the sludge of rare metals within. The thing's head exploded as Spiff landed, and the sludge shattered as it fell apart. Spiff retrieved his ray gun. "Who knew coal was magnetic?" he said, and adjusted his penis through the skin-tight suit. "It isn't. We're mostly iron," said a metal speaker on the wall of igneous rock that loomed in front of Spiff. 2 rock panels formed a door next to the speaker. "Please stop murdering people," the speaker continued. I'm sorry, that cracked me up. "We don't want to kill you, but we really have to if you keep going. We know you can understand us. Please do not keep going to seek what you're calling the magnetotron. It's just a local power source we use for this area of the planet to fuel our lava fountains. We have families that are dependent on those fountains, and mining operations conducted by horrible corporations in our past have depleted this area of the resources we need to continue to naturally generate them. If you take that power source out of here, you're literally killing children."
Spaceman Spiff continues.
Just a jump cut to more carnage.
Yeah. Jump cut to him fucking destroying the thing.
Wait for it. The next vision in the memory player was Spiff's ship hauling a massive U-shaped magnet away from the planet as the sector from which the ship had landed went dark. The boy sat eating a pot brownie in the co-pilot seat. Spaceman Spiff ignored all the anti-freedom propaganda slurred out by some native witch doctor about technology they likely stole from proud Earthlings and has liberated the magnetotron for use by a much more deserving party. Spaceman Spiff. "Time vortex," the boy replied. No gulped as the squid's memory tentacles pulled away from Spiff's skull to the total silence of the entire audience.
Squimp?
Did I just say squimp? Oh, shit.
No, I did.
That's not a word. "Holy fucking shit, you're a monster," Carson said. The audience laughed wildly. "Yeah. Anyway, I got a dentist appointment," Spiff said, walking away from the desk. We'll be right back with our next guest," Carson said as the show went to commercial. No sat back for a moment and tried to compliment the trauma he had gone through at Spiff's hands. Slowly he realized that his life's objective was changing. No had committed a low-level fraud to secure some money from a violent and horrible corporation that ran his own planet's economy into the ground. He just wanted to keep up with his chem addiction and some relatively expensive sex workers with whom he had forged a good relationship. This at least would comfort him during his planet's imminent decline into a long and grueling Balkan War that would result in at least a century of turmoil, famine, and having to use the same toothbrush for 16 years at a time. Not referencing anything there. But now...
Imagine how frayed that toothbrush is.
Just broken in.
It's just flat, yeah.
Yeah, the bristles are gone. You're just rubbing plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's got its own hairstyle. The bristles just have their own curvature at this point.
They look just like Spaceman Spiff's hair.
Exactly. Yes.
Or the boy's hair.
Yeah.
It's just like 3 bristles left.
Complete with a propeller hat on the other end.
Yeah, the propeller hat on the other
And
side.
constantly eating pot brownies. But now, securing a future for himself in that environment suddenly seemed trivial. There was a violent reaver roaming around his sector of space that was happily murdering people for at best no reason, and at worst horribly outdated speciesist motives. He stayed quiet for the rest of the trip, but all No could think about was Spiff's rictus grin as the Ongrite's whole body melted around him, squealing in terror, while the energy ray lit up every cell on the Ongrite's body on fire. Those people had captured now, but how was that punishment fair? How was that in any way permissible from a person who was supposed to be doing a service for No? No hadn't killed anyone in his life. He hadn't even been witness to anyone else's death. Now a whole ship's populace had suffered at his behest. Given the Ongrite's own corrupt government, likely most of them had been the same type of mid-management cogs that No had been. No shit, one of the Emporium captors spoke No's name as they opened up the holding cell door and handed him his processing paperwork. His home planet's smog-choked atmosphere shined in through the narrow bands of glass that had formed the ship's cab. As No signed the 5-year labor sentencing plea agreement, he shuddered. For fuck's sake. Last line of the fucking story.
Man, less pot runs, man.
As No signed the 5-year labor sentencing plea agreement, he shuddered at the terrifying prospect solidifying in his mind. He was going to hunt down Spaceman Spiff.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that's this week's installment.
That was a beautiful tale. I don't understand why No doesn't like Spaceman Spiff. Honestly, like, he's the purest hero I've ever seen. You know, like the 9 square alignment chart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like chaotic good, chaotic evil.
Just lawful
Spaceman
good.
Spiff, he's
Yep.
lawful good all the way.
Yeah.
If you ask
Yeah,
me.
no shit, right?
Yeah. The name of your protagonist, yeah. Once again, you've blown us away using prompts from the future as well as the prompts assigned. That was
All 4 prompts, baby!
incredible.
Yeah, time vortex.
Time vortex.
He went through a time vortex and found future prompts.
Time
Yeah.
vortex. I honestly thought that for a moment that all of the boys' dialogue was going to be answers to Spiff's questions, but answered way later than they were asked because he's so high.
Yeah, I knew that you were expecting something more clever than the story was going to deliver.
Hey, that's all right. That's just the way my brain works. It's why most media is disappointing to me, because I'll think I know the ending and then it's disappointing.
Well, also, generally, I tend to do something more clever, but this time it was just murder.
It's the
that
boy.
was fine. This felt like hearing a Judge Dredd comic.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the sort of line that I'm going for here. Yeah, Spiff is supposed to be, if you've ever played Fallout New Vegas, sneering imperialist, right? He's got that trait.
Mhm.
He took that trait very early.
He's like a Zap Brannigan meets Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a competent Zap Brannigan. That is a very good way to put it.
Yeah. He's what Zap Brannigan wishes he could be.
Yeah, without any of the pleasantry.
Right.
Yeah, he's got Zap Brannigan's personality if Zap Brannigan actually had testicles.
Right. Exactly.
Man, I shudder to think about if the prompt wheel ever comes up with the collaborative prompt, and the 3 of us work together on a boy story.
It's just going to be you guys creating characters and then Spiff killing all of them over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we already have a synchronicity among stories because my story has time vortexes too.
And my story has the boy as well.
Yeah, so it's the boy from Chris's story, time vortex through the time vortex in my story into your story. It's already collaborative. We already future prop done.
Yeah. I'll just go home. Yeah, we're all
Time
good.
vortex.
Every time you said that, I was just imagining it in Tin Man's voice for some reason.
All right, I'll
He's
say
just
it.
like, time vortex.
Yeah, definitely trying to keep.
Every time he says vortex, the little propeller spins on his head a little bit.
Oh my god, I really should have included that. That's perfect. Definitely wanted to make sure I wrote the boy in the lineage you've established for him.
Yeah, so you were very faithful to my rendition of Macaulay Culkin, fully middle-aged and still wearing the propeller hat. Yeah.
It's like a different age. It's not even middle-aged. It's like if there was an adjacent age that isn't young, middle, or old, but it's something else.
Something in between, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Eldritch age.
He's ancient, but also new.
Yeah, it's like he got childhood mashed with middle age.
Intermittent age.
Intermittent age. Yeah. That's all he puts in the age field on every application that he submits.
How old are you? Intermittent.
Intermittent.
I don't know. That's way.
Time vortex.
I was gonna say it's intermittent's way too long to write from when you have that many brownies.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So there's my contribution for this week.
All right.
Very well done. I love that you are continuing these stories.
The Spaceman Spiff lineage continues. It's such a brilliant tale. You're really doing something. You're doing something beautiful here. This is literature right now. I know you have that novel in the works and all that, but this is peak literature.
Find you a writer who can do both.
Thanks. I will continue doing it until I get sued.
or you get a deal because right now, gritty remakes of childhood cartoons is like the thing. So
did you see that thing where fucking Rayman ate sushi off of a girl's ass and then snorted coke and then like was dressed up like as a school shooter?
Oh my god!
And fucking died. Did you see that?
No.
Is this a bit or is that real?
No, that's a real thing.
That happened?
Ubisoft literally like allowed that to happen.
Of Eden's are... But rest assured, BG6 and the rest of Eden's heroes are doing everything in their power to bring...
I can't believe these motherfuckers. They replaced me. Oh my god. I can't look away anymore. They're gonna slaughter another innocent hybrid live on my show with my face. I won't allow that. Hands where I can see them. Hands? Sure. Slowly. Aw, where did you go? What? Ah, there you are. That's a very naughty hand.
All right, I gotta pee real quick. Squid, you wanna cue it up?
I'm queued up.
All right.
I'm also gonna get some water. Do you want water?
I have my water right here. Before we kick off, why don't you introduce yourself to the pod and
That's probably
plug your
a good
shit
idea. Random voice on the podcast.
Hello.
Hey everybody, I'm Squid Ludwig, also known as Chris. I'm a writer. I'm a big fan of multiple podcasts that all of us listen to, and been having a good time doing writing group with Chris and Werewolf, and I was pleasantly surprised to be invited onto this show and very happy to take part in it.
Yeah, I just showed up to his house.
Yes.
He didn't give me his address or anything. I just knocked the door. I'm like, hey, we're gonna record today.
Get in, loser. We're recording.
Get into your house, loser.
But yeah, I've got several other podcasts that I co-host on. One of them's about thriller novels called Dad Lit, and the other is a Twilight Zone podcast called The Unlocked Door. But that's what I am. Not who I am, just what I am.
And you have a tale for us about talk shows and The Boy, is that correct?
I do, and you guys have heard this before, but this is a revised edition.
That's good.
Are you seated comfortably?
I am.
All right, then we begin.
I'm not.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, now I'm still not seated comfortably, but you should begin.
He won't stand for this. All right. Force-tastic Tales to Astonish is proud to introduce The Boy, trademark, in Vitruvian, Episode 1, Him and the Anachronisms, Part 1 of 2, starring the Anachronauts, a maxi series by Squid Ludwig, second printing. Prologue. Italy, 1490. Oh. Didn't know they had cars in Italy in 1490. Time vortex. All right. Italy, 1490. The quill is set down as the man across the table finished telling his tale. The writer closes the notebook labeled MDCCLXXVI. It's wonderful in the fucking audio medium.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what year that is.
And sets it on the stack of similar books amongst a pile of anatomical sketches of body parts and a drawing of a man within a circle. You tell a very interesting tale, Kevin. And if true, this is big. Come, help me prepare. We have all the time in the world, but best not to waste, eh? Says Leonardo da Vinci. Chapter 1. Another place, another time. A crooked hand reaches out of the dark to switch on a television. Static crackles on the screen and speakers. Red polished fingernails close around the dial and turn it. Hey, y'all remember dials, right? Yeah, closes around the dial to turn it, flickering the picture past several channels to a station showing a talk show. Ding.
There we go. Yep.
Out of the speakers, the host says, Kevin, how was it living without parents? Twice now, right? The boy simply looks to the camera and smiles wryly. You know the one. Picture.
You know the one.
The audience laughs and cheers. Aha, hee hee, host David Letterman hams it up. I take it well, every kid's dream. It was actually 3 times, though I barely feel like the same person now, says the boy, as he leans in and takes a sip from the guest's mug on the desk. Good cocoa, Dave. Thanks. Letterman turns to smirk and shrugs it off, as if he made it, not the intern. Back in the dark room, the red-nailed right hand reaches out and turns the dial over to another channel. Another talk show. Another, boy. Welcome back to the Graham Norton Show, now one of the most watched shows on the BBC. Thank you. We have been here talking to little Kevin about what it was like to live without his parents. So, Kevin. Chapter 2. Backstage. Not that one could see, but in the blackness of the catwalks above the stage, there opens a completely black door where there once wasn't one a moment before. Out falls an eclectic bunch. A round man with a gold nose, then an old man wearing a boot on his head, followed by a thin man in spandex.
Thin man?
I said thin.
Hello. I am a thin man.
I mean, we can talk about a crossover. I'd love to have him in this. Followed by a thin man in spandex and a bearded man in a long coat. They all fall onto the band, that is, setting up behind a curtain. Ow, Ty, says a thin man. You could have taken us through an intersection that brought us out at ground level. The man he calls Ty retorts, it's the location the book foretold, not my directional prowess, Lance. The old man in a stained Supreme, trademark, jacket simply grunts and turns his boot atop his head, straightening it, looking around. The one with the smoldering beard says, Will you two stow it? Who be this I have fallen upon, and what be this? Oh! Pulls up a guitar neck from underneath himself, no guitar attached. Edward is right. Some hapless group has broken our fall, and I think it is a musical one, Ty says. Only thing musical about our fall was the staccato finish, Lance says, brushing himself off. I was referring to the group. Yeah, so was I. We all just fell out of the sky, Copernicus. It's Tico, he corrects, swirling his mustache. And I was referring to this band. He pulls up an unconscious pianist off of his upturned keyboard and returns it to its stand. Lance only then realizes he's kneeling amongst a drum kit and that the drummer was knocked back and out cold. Whatever, Ty. You astrologers are all the same. Astronomers. Same thing, he fires back, righting the stool and sitting down. The one wearing the boot hat finishes dragging the unconscious guitar player over to the wall and leans him up against it and then turns dramatically and says, "The boy?" "Aye. Vermin be right," says the bearded man, trying to liberate his wooden leg from the tangled guitar strings. "We be here to haul in the boy. Look lively and spread..." At that moment, a stagehand pops out a side door. "Okay, quiet," they say. "It's not the right cue for you guys." Whoa. Are you guys supposed to be the village people or something? I don't remember a pirate being in the village people or a clown? Whatever, don't jump the gun. You all are on in 30. They disappear back through the door without noticing the unconscious men. Everyone just stares at each other for a moment. "Clown?" Tico whines. Lance asks, "You don't suppose they mean 30 min..." The lights go out. Chapter 3. On stage. "Break in and had to defend yourself yet again. Wow," says Letterman. He takes a sip of coffee and inhales through gritted teeth. Decaffeinated, he's about to spin off into a bit when he's interrupted. There's a distant clatter of a guitar and a cymbal falling, a speaker pop, and some feedback. The disturbance draws Dave's attention. Paul, you okay over there?" A lit bar that reads laughter blinks a few times and the audience plays along, producing a laugh track. The camera pans over to the show's musical director, Paul Schaefer, looking out over his tiny sunglasses and shrugging. "Wasn't me, Dave. I don't know what's happening." "Yeah, well, what else is new?" Dave quips, and Paul hits the rimshot sound on his keyboard. The laughter light comes back on, but only half the audience is with it this time. Dave looks back, confused, and gets back in character. He looks at the audience, at the camera, blinking a few times. Blink, blink, blink. Just some technical difficulties, folks, he says with his Emmy Award-winning tooth-gapped smile. After holding that too long for a laugh that doesn't come, he flips to the next flashcard on his stack and proceeds. My next guest is a Welsh singer and songwriter, Gemma Gwyn Griffiths. He enunciates the name a few times like it's a tongue twister. Griffiths. But she's better known as her stage name. Dave taps his note card on the desk in punctuation. Gem! He tosses the card spinning into the air and turns to the curtain. The curtain goes up and the spotlights ignite, highlighting the surprised men. Out onto the stage struts a beautiful young woman who begins singing a cappella at first, looking annoyed and a little worried. Under pressure to perform, Lance does what he does best. He starts pedaling. The drums and cymbals start a brisk rhythm.
I was expecting him to start doing steroids.
Oh, shit. That was before the game, or before the stage.
Time vortex.
Yeah, there you go. Tico picks it up and starts keying out a Dankert's hymn from the late Renaissance period. Edward is caught off guard, but improvises by stretching out one of the guitar strings between where it's tangled up in his wooden leg and tangles around one hand. It is made taut, and with his other hand, he starts strumming it like a stand-up bass, which does little to nothing. Vermin steps in last, beginning to ham bone, slapping himself all over in a queer little jig. And somehow, they pull off, sounding much, much worse than you can possibly imagine. Jim stops her singing and turns on them, looking taken aback and holding back a whole bouquet of emotions. When Vermin realizes, he yells, "Stop!" Jim rounds on them. "Who are you? Where is my band? Oh my God!" she notices the bodies. Time to go, Lance yells. I concur, says Ty. Seize the boy, shouts Edward as he hobbles toward the stage. Vermin grunts and snaps into motion to assist. Several stagehands come running out to do crowd control, warning that security is on the way. Lance, we need a ride. Go, says Ty as he hurries off the stage to pull at a few things and manages to drop the curtains on their pursuers. Lance kicks over the drum and storms out a rear emergency exit, setting off an alarm. Security guards do finally arrive and make to step carefully over the dropped curtain, but the men underneath squirm and trip them up. David Letterman, meanwhile, rifles through his note cards, saying, is this a sketch nobody told me about in rehearsal? When he looks up, the strange men and the boy are gone.
Dun dun dun.
Time vortex.
Outside, the boy asks, where are we going? Who are you? At that moment, Lance drifts in on a bicycle taxi and yells, get in! The men and the boy cram in. As they are being pedaled off, sirens approach in the distance. Vermin turns to the boy, boot flopping around on his head, and says, the most he has all day. Where are the anachronauts? Wait. No. This is the wrong boy! Chapter 4, Another Place, Another Talk Show. Wrong boy? What do you mean, Harry? The twitching guy whines, having just been slapped over his frizzy-haired head. What do you mean? What do I mean? The shorter man covered in burn scars says, Marv, this ain't the boy! Open your damn eyes! Ow!
These two are competent in every dimension.
Yeah. I assure you, says a croaky British man wearing an unknown flag as a sash, this is the right boy. I am? Says the boy in just as British of an accent. Yes, Kevin, and you may not remember me, but you are going to tell us all that you do remember about a certain map, cranks the croaky flagman. No, let me go, shouts the British boy as he's shoved into a strange black door through time. As they follow him through, Marv turns and says, Hey, look, Harry, we're no longer the Sticky Bandits. Now we're the Time Harry kicks him through. Quit fooling around, Marv. Someplace, sometime. This crossroad, both like and unlike many others, connects places across time and space. It lets out through an at once there singularity that widens in 4 directions, a rectangular doorway of complete darkness, opening now into a place somehow darker still. In a place as such, can one say that the doorway was ever really there?
The spooky door.
Yes, you doubtful dolt. Yes, because 4 people just stepped out of it then. When exactly? Don't ask. Oh, you just did. Well, too late to turn back now, eh? Come, let's spy on them from this all-encompassing foreshadows of possibility. Let me go! The British boy yells, being thrown forward onto his hands and knees. Ha! There! I just did! Says the taller man that shoved him, chuckling. Don't let him go, Marv! What did I say? The shorter man hurries up and pulls the kid up off the ground with one hand and cuffs his companion with the other. What did I say? Ow! The stupid smile drops from the taller man. I'm not letting him get away here. I'm just... What did I say, Marv? Harry repeats through gritted teeth, revealing several are missing. You said don't let him go, I said. Harry looses a series of full suttering slaps, which Mo of the Three Stooges would have been proud of. Then he lifts the boy off the ground and hefts him over his shoulder. From there, the boy has a great view of the third man and the doorway closing behind them. Everything clicks. He looks at the third man and looks him in the eye and asks, When are we? Oi, see here, told you the boy were a bright one he is, croaks the flag-wrapped man, tucking his head back into an aviator's cap. Randall? How'd you get so tall? And what are we doing? Asks Kevin. Marv chuckled at the boy, calling Mr. Flag tall. The man was barely 5 feet tall, like Harry. Amazing what a bit of evil does for your growth. Like vitamins it is. Oh, and we'll just go along calling me Flag here out then. I rather like the sounds. All right, Kevin. He walks up and gets right in Kevin's face. I'm here to finish what we started and get what's owed. And then as an afterthought, he adds, or take it. He reaches out and clutches nothing in the air. Harry turns around and puts on a big sarcastic smile that makes him squint.
Makes him squimp, you said?
Yeah. Maybe a little bit. About that, Mr. Flag. I can't help but notice this, he hefts the boy. Ain't what we is owed. This ain't the right kid. Whoa! Harry, you're right! Marv pulls the kid's head up to get a better look. Harry grumbles, turning on Marv, resulting in Kevin's hair being pulled. Ow! Harry grabs a handful of Marv's curly hair and likewise pulls him face to face. Marv, he begins, but then grimaces and goes quieter. I swear to God, you use those 2 brain cells for anything other than shutting your mouth, and I'll... There's no need for further discipline, interrupts a feminine voice sternly. All peer towards a flickering light in the darkness. A well-made-up hunk of plastic surgery and hair product called a newscaster was on a television screen, speaking into their foam-capped microphone. Bradley Guy here, outside the Ed Sullivan Theater, where just moments ago a boy was kidnapped by costumed men and driven off by who multiple people identify as professional cyclist Lance Armstrong. Hey, he looks off camera. What? Seriously? Is this right? And then back to the camera. Okay, we'll bring you more updates as we learn more about this bizarre crime. Illuminated by the glow of the television, red lips smirk, and a crooked smirk at that. Just as crooked fingers reach out and turn the dial, returning the TV and the room and all in it to darkness. From the dark, the feminine voice goes on. Turning time can be mildly disorienting at the best of times. Mr. Merchants will adjust. Nah, he's always like this, Harry interjects unnoticed. And you are correct, Mr. Lime. We promised you one Kevin McAllister. I plan to make good on our arrangement, just extending it a bit. Harry and Marv scrunch up their faces, mouths open, squinting into the dark, as if they were staring off of a bright stage at someone who just heckled them with a joke about their mother. Lady, I'm from Jersey. I know when I'm being led down a garden path. Here you are, looking to prolong our little engagement. Engage her? I hardly even know her, Marv interrupts to no apparent notice. Haven't got your name, Miss... Seeing how as you, know ours, think it's time you introduced yourself, partner. Harry emphasizes his last word with a smile. Remaining mysteriously in the shadows, the woman says enigmatically, You may call me Mrs. R. R? Marv blurts. What's that stand for? Harry picks up the call in response. Racket? Ruse. Wrong? Harry, Marv leans in. Ain't wrong spelt with a W?
Wobble.
Harry double takes, creased brows and swatting hand both twitching. Slowly, the woman says, let's say... She answers thoughtfully, drawing out the letters when she pauses. It stands for revolutionary. No, then confidently she says, revisionist.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, you really taught that out, didn't you? Speaking of revolution, Miss R says matter-of-factly, bring that boy over here. A light clicks on. Hanging low over a table, the lampshade directing a cone of light down, hiding the woman save for her crooked little red-polished fingers, which switched it on, shining upon a blank poster rolled out and held down by 4 coat of arms paperweights. The hand withdraws back into the dark, but the voice remains to coldly command, Kevin, draw the map. Harry puts the boy down and shoves him toward the table. Catching himself with both hands on the table, He lifts his palms and looks at the blank paper before him. Go on, says the voice from the darkness. I don't remember. Sure you do, Randall says to Kevin. Then to no one in particular. Got an eidetic memory, he does. But the map, it changes, Kevin tries. Oh, close enough's better than nothing. We'll manage. You draw, Randall says. The revisionist adds, You'll grow old in this room before we cease, asking you? Or help us now and bring about a change. Go on an adventure. Your choice. Marv turns to Harry and asks, What's that? Harry, she says the kid's got an idyllic memory, Harry answers. Eidetic, both Randall and the revisionist correct him in annoyed unison. Thus begins a string of insults and bickering between all in the room. So Miss R flips on the television again to some program showing a nude man fist-fighting a businessman with a perfect hair atop a Zeppelin. It does the trick. Marv's attention pulls to the television. Hey, Harry, I recognize that guy. I think his name's Brad. Sure, Marv, some actor. Resigning himself to the task his kidnappers would most likely not relent from, Kevin leans in and begins drawing as best he can remember. A few hours of labor and intolerable banter later, they are all poring over his map and asking a lot of questions. Is it accurate? As best I could remember. What if you got it wrong on purpose? I didn't. What if he got it wrong on purpose? I don't want to be stuck any times else. Then he's coming with us. What do you think of that, kid? Does that change your answer? No, because I did what I was asked. You said something about the old map shifting, changing all the time. Wouldn't that mean this one's different now? Some of it is. Listen, you little brat, you just said, I'm sure it's fine, Randall says with a glint in his eye. And I've a feeling Kevin is spot on. Finally, the crooked hand extends, slowly, deliberately, into the cone of light and dramatically points a red fingernail at a crossroads and says, excessively adverbedly, Here, you're going to not so gently change the course of the war, the course of history.
I'm sorry, did you just say excessively adverbedly?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, continue.
She says, Here, you're going to not so gently change the course of the war, the course of history favorably. All right, yeah. Randall points at another part of the map. We're gonna go here first then. Pick something up on the way. Later, but also in the past, the criminals and the British boy step out of the black rectangle into a pine forest of colonial America. Wow, Hare! Sure doesn't smell like New Jersey! Marv! Or is it Old Jersey? Marv! You think we're in the right place or... Marv! The right time? Marv, will you shut up before I... They come face to face with gun barrels as several colonial soldiers in tricorn hats step out of the brush to hold them up with flintlock rifles. Harry grumbles under his breath, but just loud enough for Marge to hear.
Marge? Oh no! I'm here too now. I gotta pull through a time vortex, homie.
It was in her hair. Just loud enough for Marv to hear his annoyance. One of the soldiers, a man in a blue jacket and a bigger pointy hat, steps forth to address them, saying something in German that ends with a word sounding like Kinder, pointing at Kevin. From behind the apprehended burglars, a voice calls out, drawing the attention of all. Oi! Tell Colonel Rowell we have an offer General Cornwallis is gonna wanna hear. One that he can't refuse, says the weird little man wrapped in a red flag. He laughs from atop a truck-sized object concealed under a canvas tarp, something that's growling. And I'm gonna want one of them hats. Chapter 5. Earlier that day, but also 80,721.25 days into the future. Our unflappable heroes, the Anachronauts, flap at one another from the back of a bicycle taxi, cruising on down Main Street. You want us to just keep cruising on down Main Street? Edward, relax. I be not relaxed. Not feeling good about this. Not the boy. Aye. It's called Broadway. What? The street. It's called... All right, you want us to keep going down Broadside? No, we need somewhere to hide. Turn here, into the park, says the boy. I know a place, a person. Lance veers the bike into Central Park, nearly hitting a few pedestrians. It's a beautiful winter day, clear skies. The trees have shed all of their foliage. Relatively easy for the boy to lean out and spot them. A flock of pigeons take flight, circle around themselves, and descend in the same spot. Try over there, Kevin points out. They bank and pedal up a different path, coming at once upon just entirely too many pigeons about a clearing. As the bike taxi approaches, they startle into flight, forming a birdicane that rains feathers and feces down upon the disgusted anachronauts. They, in turn, return expletives upon the swirling swarm. Holy shit! Oh crap! Shit! That's what I said! Yes, poop! There, before them, being revealed at the eye of the shitstorm, is a woman all bundled up in a big coat and fur hat. She turned dramatically, amplified by the strobing effect of the birds flying around them, giving a whole scene a slow motion effect. Lance gripped the brakes, and they skidded on the bird poo, near missing the lady and drifting sideways to a stop. You know, like the Akira scene so many have emulated, and I'm not above it.
Yeah, the motorcycle. Right? Iconic scene.
Yeah, not like everyone in our generation knows that scene.
Yeah, that everyone's emulated. Yeah, and I'm not above it. The boy jumps out and runs over to the lady. Her rough disposition softens when she sees him. Kevin? Pigeon Lady! Her face scrunches up as they embrace. Pigeon Lady, the others say and get out of the bike taxi. Tico Brahe, Ty says, extending a hand. Pleasure to meet you, Pigeon Lady. She looks annoyed. My name is Brenda, not Pigeon Lady. Whoa, says the boy. You never told me that. You never asked, says Brenda and Lance at the same time. Lance as a question. The boy makes a perfect the boy face in embarrassment.
You know the one.
You know the one. Insert here. Anyway, what are you doing here? She asks the boy, but also looks around at his entourage a bit unsure. She squints at the man with the boot on his head, who is picking up and eating the birdseed off the ground, grumbling like a food critic. The boy is about to open his mouth and say something pointless, but Edward speaks up first. Oi, miss. We be wondering the same. He says and pulls a pipe out of his thick black beard and sticks it in his mouth, unlit, and chews on it stoically. Young Kevin here made an implication that you may be able to offer us a clandestine shelter, Ty says, and then adds, it would be just for a night, at the most. Just until we can get into the library in the morning. Yeah, we can stay up in the loft, the boy adds, looking up at her. Kevin, I don't stay at Carnegie Hall anymore. He looks crestfallen. But I have somewhere just as good, if not better. She sends 2 dubs flying off as she opens her poo-stained trench coat and reveals a spotless security guard uniform underneath, complete with a name tag reading, Brenda Demeter. The boy makes an O face. She says with a smile, I got a job. Jump to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, where they continue their conversation as if they didn't just talk about anything on the way there. You know, like a Christopher Nolan was directing this or something. I don't know. I'm open to it. Christopher, hit me up. Let's talk.
I'm right here.
So yes, Brenda continues, when they were amazed at how long I'd just been coming and going, I agreed to show them the flaws in their security, and they brought me on as a security guard. A pleasant British voice says over the PA system, the museum will be closing in 15 minutes. Please make your way to the most convenient exit in an orderly fashion. Thank you and happy holidays. Disregard that. You lot are with me, the pigeon lady says, leading them along an aisle of artwork through a door marked private and past a wall of lockers and an employee break room. She stops briefly to deposit her dirty overcoat in one locker and leads them around a corner. Screens displaying a number of security camera feeds line one wall of the little black room, all except one that displays a news program. On it, a plastic-looking newscaster with a banner underneath identifying him as Bradford Guy is talking into a puffy microphone from some street in the city. Pictures of Lance Armstrong flash on the screen for a few moments. Pigeon Lady turns up the volume. A strangely British voice comes over the speakers. Along with several other unidentified individuals, has run off with 13-year-old Kevin McAllister. The police have no leads, highlighting the funding issues I've been reporting on all year. Please, countrymen, consider donating to the New Yorkshire Police Department Christmas Fund this year. You'll receive a special gift from the department, and you'll be giving yourself the gift of safety and security. God save the Queen, and he's clicked off. Pigeon Lady turns on them. I don't suppose you'd like to tell me what's going on here. Yeah, that was weird, says Lance, not doing a good job of diffusing suspicions. Not the boy, says Vermin, taking a half-eaten sandwich out of a microwave and taking a huge bite out of it. This is Kevin McAllister, she verifies. I am, says the boy. Addressing the question at hand, Tico begins, Once upon a time, there was a man named Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, geez, it's not a fairy tale, comments Lance. Yar, agrees Edward, but it's unclear which sentiment he agreed with. Unimpeded, Ty continues. Leonardo da Vinci happened upon a couple of mysterious men fleeing through a wall of darkness with a rather special map. They told him that dark forces were manipulating time, editing it how they saw fit, changing their present and ruining the future. These men needed his help in fighting this threat. The genius inventor was no fighter, though. He said, I'm a genius inventor, not a fighter, though. I will make one for you. So he went to work, using all manner of maths, sciences, and the arcane rituals to develop special artifacts that would be sent out to exist through time and find their way into the use of great men, who would naturally imbue the items with their potential for greatness. When those charged items were reunited with the right intention, they could summon forth a champion to defeat any foe, any threat. The perfect man. The Vitruvian Man, he was called. But first, they needed to find the men who would one day be in possession of Da Vinci's artifacts. So, while one of the men, that's me, interjects Vermin with a mouthful of food, was sent through time to assemble those great men into a team, the Anachronauts. Cue fanfare. Meanwhile, the man who stayed behind would work with Da Vinci to make defenses for the map, use it to see changes made by the enemy, and send the Anachronauts directions on how best to protect the timeline from them. We are the Anachronauts. I am astronomer Tycho Brahe, and I possess the nose of Vitruvian, he finishes, brandishing his golden nose.
The iconic golden nose.
Uh-huh, says the Pigeon Lady, astonished but not entirely sold on this fantastic tale. Yar, and I be Edward Teach, the pirate Blackbeard, with the leg of Vitruvian. He sits down and puts his feet up on the table, exhibiting one wooden leg, inlaid with beautiful gold filigree. Well, of course you are, she answers matter-of-factly. Lance steps forward sheepishly. You know who I am. And pray tell, what piece do you hold? She asks him. You don't want to know, he says. The Pigeon Lady just stares at him like a disapproving mother after you've given a cockamamie excuse.
She seems rather testy.
Yeah, you expect me to accept any of that? S'pose not, says Edward, still reclined, packing his pipe. It's ridiculous. I thought so too, affirms Lance. Vermin swallows the last of the sandwich, paper wrapping and all, and says, You want to believe. But it's true, Lance adds. Tico reaches into a bag and pulls out a wooden hand with straps and gold medal bits and springs, allowing articulation. Behold, the hand of Vitruvian. The previous owner was Dr. Sauerbruck. They were already dead when we got to them, so Da Vinci sent orders to come here and seek out the next owner, a boy named Kevin, who'd be on a talk show for making his parents disappear. Only what? Not the boy, grumbles Vermin. He's said that before. What do you mean he's not the right boy? Tycho frowns and explains. We were also told the boy would be missing a hand. For this, he holds out the prosthetic hand again. She turns to Kevin. Only, the boy is gone.
Dun, dun, dun.
The boy left partway through the talking. Adult discussions are boring. Exploring the museum instead, Kevin walks past many sculptures and paintings of old people and places. Even a horrible painting of the worst T-Rex he has ever seen, with rainbow feathers and a comically mismatched eyes and arms. Woof. Googly eyes, he says. Then putting on a stuffy voice, mimicking someone he overheard earlier. The proportions are all off. He smiles and moves on, turning a corner. He gasps and backs away from what he sees until bumping into a statue. Before him, flanked by Union Jack flags, is a massive painting of an icy river being crossed by several boats, the lead of which is manned by a British soldier standing proudly at the bow, surrounded by Hessians rowing and pushing ice away. Two of those men look very familiar to Kevin. Beneath the painting, a placard reads, General Cornwallis Crossing the Delaware, 25th December, 1776, by Emmanuel Lutz. Whoa! Guys! He yells out. Hey guys, you better come look at this!
I just love the visual of fucking the British fucking army crossing the Delaware, featuring fucking Marv and Harry from Home Alone.
I imagine they probably were completely lost. Like, very ineffectually manning oars.
Yeah.
Harry's probably getting swatted across, or Harry's probably swatting Marv across the head. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them just looking irritated.
Yeah. So, we just learned about this in school, the boy tells the others gathered around the painting. The day Cornwallis crossed the Delaware, the pigeon lady elaborates. The day the Hessians fought off the Continental Army and solidified British rule. Shame, too, to think what this country may have become if the colonies won. Not more of the same greed and corruption. Lance and Vermin both exchange a look. Lady, are you crazy? The boy says, lacking all tact and manner. Kevin, she snaps, taken aback. Sorry, Brenda. Kevin feigns apology. But it's George Washington who's supposed to be in the boat. He crosses the Delaware on Christmas Day to catch the enemy by surprise while they're celebrating Christmas. Nobody knows how he does it with so few boats, but he does. He's awesome. Washington, the ton. He wins, and it leads America becoming the United States, and him the first president. The pigeon lady's eyebrows raise, and she asks, and that's better? Not really, says Lance. Oh, you bet it is, says Kevin. Still taxes, Lance says under his breath. This is all wrong, yells Kevin. And look, he points at the two men in the boat. All squint and lean in. Who they be? Asks Edward. Those are the crooks they've tried to kill me. Twice, Kevin says. The foe, hollers Vermin. We need directions. Tell me, miss, when does the library open? Tico asks Brenda. Well, I don't really know. Sometime before sunrise, I think. What do we need from the library? Asks the boy. Da Vinci's sketchbook. He passes notes to us about how and where the next crossroad is, says Tico. Well, we have Da Vinci's exhibit, Brenda speaks up. We may have what you're looking for in the gift shop.
The gift shop.
They're immediately on the move. In the gift shop, Ty is like a man possessed. He rifles through books and he finds the reprinted sketchbook for sale. He grabbed two and flipped them onto the counter, one face up, one face down, spines apart. Everyone crowded around. Vermin elbows the boy and says, "You'll love this." Grabbing the pages where the two books meet, Ty flips the pages together like rifling a deck of cards together. The effect produced is that of a flip book. Half of the image from the right book, half of the image from the left book. If you only saw half of the flip book image, it wouldn't look like anything, just bits of scratch and doodles. This particular flip book shows a cartoon, Leonardo da Vinci, talking, as word bubbles above his head says, in English, A knots.
Cool.
Next dest, 1776, in J. Artifact there, anomalous event 2. X road atop Southsbury Lighthouse, 12:25, midnight. Then, under Arc de T, 1-3 dusk. Luck. It then flashes some numbers that make no sense to most. Jersey's not far, relatively speaking, says Lance. Got that, Ty? Says Edward. One more time, he responds and flips through the pages again. Got it. Let me just write it down. He pulls out from a pouch a bit of paper and charcoal and does just that, adding to it a list of similar names, dates, and numbers. Ty kneels by the boy and asks, Kevin. He's about to ask the boy if he'd like to come along when the boy cuts him off. We gotta stop those guys! Ty simply nods and looks to the others. Lance rolls his eyes. Edward turns toward the pigeon lady and takes her in his hand. Thank ye for your hospitality. When he steps away, she's holding a gold doubloon. Then Vermin does the same, but says nothing, just chews, and when he steps away, she's left holding an empty mint tin like the ones on the shelf beside her. The others say their goodbyes, then the boy gives her a quick hug and walks off after the others, saying, Thank you, pigeon lady. My name is Brenda. Okay, Brenda. To be continued.
That was a fucking tale.
The Anachronauts will return in Him and the Anachronisms, Part 2 of 2, or Neo Genesis Americana 2.22. You cannot revolution.
What a brilliant tale. Holy shit.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Fuck, the ton.
Oh man, I love the ton.
I just love, like, they gotta give you the rights to the next Home Alone film.
I don't think this would fly.
This would be, in a perfect world, this would be Home Alone 3.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the perfect blending of Home Alone and Time Bandits.
With fucking Tycho Brahe, Blackbeard, Lance Armstrong, and Vermin Supreme, and Kevin McAllister have to go back in time to make sure the Americans win the war.
And then somehow end up in the future with the explanation Time Vortex.
Yes, exactly. That was a brilliant how many pages was that?
I don't even know.
I was enamored the whole time. Like, it flew right by. Time vortex, if you will.
Guest starring Deborah.
Propeller hat spinning.
Propeller hat spinning, yeah. Oh my goodness. That was insane. What a
Oh, my favorite part of writing that was Harry and Marv.
I love the
It's so fun to write Harry and Marv.
just the visual of the fucking wet bandits on the Delaware.
Oh, they would be the Wet Bandits again.
Yeah. Oh, we're the wet bandits again, Mom. Shut up. Oh, man.
Absolutely love it. The Anachronauts are such a cool concept.
Both prompts were indeed there. Because,
Thank
like,
you.
Da Vinci, like, if anybody would have, like,
Right.
Da Vinci would be the guy
Yeah.
to be the one who's like, oh yeah, there's time travel. I'm
Yeah.
the keeper of that.
I also just love the idea of adult Kevin McAllister hanging out with Da Vinci.
Yeah, right.
Telling all of this to him to help the past.
Oh my god, right? That's why he was the man in the prologue.
Exactly.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now I want him to be wearing a propeller hat, though.
Yeah. We should just, like, as a in, like, the post-credit scene, also, he was wearing a propeller hat the whole time.
Yeah. as he turns, like, the after credits is him turning around from, like, a brick oven with a tray of brownies.
Tray of brownie, yeah. These smell like pot.
Da Vinci, you gotta try these.
Da Vinci eats one, he's like, oh my god, I can invent time travel.
Eyes entirely red.
Even the pupils are fucking red. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I just you've shown us outside of the podcast the Anachronauts a couple of times in the writing group, and I just absolutely love the concept.
I remember one of your stories was like 30 pages or something. I was just cruising through. I was so enamored with it.
Yeah, and this kind of became a little bit of a combination of the two. So instead of it being like 3 parts long, it's like 2 now, and it's much better order now. I think this works much better as a part 1.
This really does, yeah.
And then I will redo part 2 and finish it more completely rather than having it be a cliffhanger.
Yes. Oh man, I gotta have you back on. I gotta drive back over to your house for that one.
Or I can come over. Either way.
Yeah, either way works.
We'll meet up at
We'll just like
We'll have some random guy read us his story.
we'll have lavalier mics attached to ourselves. We go to a Denny's. Have the waitress like join in. Hey, you want to write about talk shows and The Boy?
My name's Brenda. No.
Oh, it's one of the prompt.
All right, pancake lady.
Pancake lady. All right.
The flip book, by the way, really tickled me. I absolutely love Da Vinci's flip book. I think that was such a smart idea.
Yeah, don't ask me how they can do it with just one, because it's definitely not a plot or anything.
Oh, yeah, totally. All right, so my story this time is called Home Alone 12, Return to Oz. This is... Yeah, that's playing. that song is playing.
I love that soundtrack.
Yeah, so this is a direct sequel to Home Alone 11, Gaiden, Beyond the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, man. Tell me that's not a song title.
And so this is the direct follow-up. So previously, on Wizard Hang, Dr. Oz had taken the boy and carved his skull open and swapped brains with the boy. But inside the boy's skull was a baked potato in lieu of a brain.
Right, tracking. That all makes sense.
How did that get in there? Cut 2. This time on Wizard Hang. We fade into a cheering studio audience before panning around to zoom in on a 43-year-old Macaulay Culkin standing on stage. The boy wore his iconic red t-shirt with an atom on it, jeans, and pointy wizard hat as he smiled and waved at his adoring fans. But not the smile you were thinking of.
Aww.
Nay. His visage contorted into a smirk so sinister that even yo mama could tell this guy had done the most devious deed you could think of.
Damn.
Like even worse than dropping an upper decker at your local diner, drive-in, and or dive, or Denny's.
Well, Denny's mentioned.
Denny's should be a prompt.
Denny's, sponsor us.
His eyes glowed a deep shade of red, but not because he was high. Well, he was a little high, but that wasn't the source of the glowing. Nay. Dark, evil magics were afoot. Indeed! Anyway, hello again, everybody. It is I, beloved magic rectangle personality, Dr. Octavius Oz, but now in the youthful body of a boy. Behold, mortals, I have ascended beyond the limits of aging. I have become the world's first boy genius.
I just fucking realized what you're referencing, and it fucking kills me.
The red shirt with the atom, the jeans. Now bask in my presence. The crowd cheered at the sight of him, the young, nubile figure of the boy of legend, but with all the wisdom of Octavius Oz. This divine being truly was a boy genius, the first in generations.
Superior boy.
Inferior show.
Several pairs of panties and one prosthetic leg were flung by audience members into the stage before they finally ceased their 14-minute long standing ovation / ovulation. The boy genius proceeded. We've got a great show for you tonight, people. Health tips, quips, and celebrity guests that I shall talk to on my show. A talk show, if you will.
It has to be, because we're on the audio medium.
Exactly. Talk shows had not yet been invented in this realm yet. So the gnomes and people and shit in the crowd lost their goddamn minds. One guy threw his chair in the throes of euphoria. Hey, what the fuck? Who's throwing chairs? Boy genius interrobanged. Get him the heck out of here. The other audience members began beating the shit out of the chair thrower with a flurry of punches, kicks, knees, and slaps. He was knocked unconscious after a particularly nasty elbow to the temple, then tumbled to the floor and landed in the classic Family Guy pose.
Man, that thing slapped to death.
Yeah, right? Yes, thank you, fellas. Drag him out into the cold for me, as we give a warm round of applause to our first guest, Dr. theboy.
Oh my god.
Thank you. The spotlight fell to the end of the stage, where a goblin dressed in jeans, a black turtleneck sweater, and round-rimmed spectacles stepped into frame. He waved and blew kisses to the crowd, where he was pleased to spot 6 shirtless men standing in a row, spelling out THEBOY across their stomachs. Theb admired their painted physiques for a moment longer and hurriedly scurried over to shake the boy genius's hand. "So nice to see you again, old chum. Love the new body," said Theb Oy. "Always a pleasure, Dr. Oy." "Please, call me Theb Oy." "Anyway," Boy Genius anywayed, "Theb Oy here is a nutritionologist, and he has developed a brand new fad diet that'll shed those pounds, shrink your muffin top, and get you fit right quick.
Oh, damn, I need this.
Just in time for bikini weather, isn't that right, Theb Oy?" "That is correct, Dr. Oz." "Please, call me Boy Genius," Boy Genius interrupted. "Yes, of course, Boy Genius. Allow me to expound. You see, when you eat food, the calories are absorbed by your body and cause all that unsightly body fat to build up around your belly, and your chest, and your fat fucking cock, and let's not forget those nasty double chins. That is why my top scientists and I have developed the world's first negative calorie elixir. You simply drink this concoction of naturally sourced ingredients after a meal, and it will remove those pesky calories right out from inside your tum-tum." The audience cheered as if this man was the second coming of Goblin Jesus or Stove Jeebs or something. In case you're wondering, Stove Jeebs was the goblin tech mage who invented the magic rectangle, bringing Yergzlin's version of television into being. He had died several years ago, though legends say his cremated ashes still contained his essence.
I have a new hero.
Anyway, Theb Oy removed a vial of yellow liquid from his jean pocket and held it out for the camera to see. "Introducing Dr. Theb Oy's patented, FDA approval pending negative calorie elixir. For a measly $69.98 a gallon, you too can get fit like me." Theb Oy, of course, had used air quotes around the word doctor for legal reasons, but none of that was about to matter in the slightest. Because let me tell you, Theb Oy removed his sweater and began flexing for the camera, and goddamn, the dude was yoked. His inexplicably glistening pectorals danced to the beat of Seabat by Hudson Mohawk as the crowd did the wave in more ways than one. Let's just say that by the end of the performance, a wet floor sign had to be placed in the general vicinity of your mum on account of the major slip hazard she had produced.
Ooh, I'm getting some of this elixir.
That's right. Your mum was in the... That's right, your mum was in the audience that fateful day, because she fucking loves Dr. Oz unironically IRL. I know my mom does. Theb Oy then calmly slipped back into his sweater, returned to his seat, and the interview continued. "So, Theb Oy, what's in this stuff that makes it so obviously effective?" "Ah, yes, Boy Genius, my friend. I thought you'd never ask. You see, it's a simple, hand-hydrogenated blend of canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, soy oil, snake oil, and apple cider vinegar oil for taste.
Sounds really healthy.
Then, as I stir this bubbling cauldron of oils, I recite my secret spells one by one until it becomes nice and non-toxic." "I fucking love oil," said Tin Man.
There it is. I was like, man, there's been the mention of oil a lot in the last sentence. Somewhere Tin Man is
Tin
like,
Man's
going crazy.
Tin Man's in the studio audience, fucking drooling.
Yeah, it's your dimensions equivalent to the Bloody Mary.
"Wow, isn't that wonderful? It's technically edible," Boy Genius ejaculated. "I sure know that I'll be drinking this stuff after every meal from now on," he added as the camera zoomed into a shot of Boy Genius crossing his fingers behind his back for added effect. "Be sure to stop by the gift shop after the show to purchase a gallon of Dr. Theb Oy's Miracle Elixir today. Thank you for coming on the show, my friend. It was a pleasure and a treasure." "Indeed. Thank you for having me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some crowd surfing to do." theboy removed his sweater once again and leapt into the crowd, where he proceeded to be carried around and fondled by the audience for the remainder of this story.
For the rest of it?
Yeah, the whole story.
Some say he's still being carried to this day.
Like,
If you listen really quiet on
Yeah.
dark nights, you can still hear it.
he's been crowd surfing around. Coming up next, a health check-in with everyone's favorite fantasy football superstar, Orc J. Simpson. That and more after the break.
I'm pretty sure he did it.
Today's episode of Wizard Hang is brought to you by fans like you. Head on over to patreon.com/thewizardscroll today for instant access to all sorts of patron-exclusive content, including, but not limited to, early access to new episodes before they're released, phone and desktop wallpapers, and a whole bunch of other shit as well. Sign up for the paltry sum of $4.20 per month today at patreon.com/thewizardscroll, and you better know how to spell that. Narrator out.
$4.29? What a bargain!
Damn, you're adding 9 cents to that? Thanks.
Brought to you by Denny's.
Denny's. Welcome back to the show, ladies and folks. Now we're going to talk about the importance of a healthy lifestyle by taking a deep dive into our next guest's daily routine. Now, let's hear it for running back of the year 68-73, number 69, Orc J. Simpson. The audience cheered with such ferocity that you could tell this man had actually and truly not done anything wrong in this universe yet. Thanks for having me, Doc. I'm so excited to finally be here on the show, the orc said as he shook the good doctor's hand and sat on his lap for the duration of this interview. Excellent, Mr. Simpson. Now call me Boy Genius and tell us all about your daily routine. Well, Boy Genius, I usually start my day by waking up at 6:09 a.m. and taking a fat shit at 6:11. Then I'll sit there and browse Twitter.scroll on the toilet until my legs go numb, wipe my ass, take a bong rip, and by 6:45 I'm ready for breakfast. I drink a tall glass of cold brew, get my ingredients ready, and take another shit before making my breakfast at around 7:21. Most mornings I stick with a sunny side up eggs and an English muffin with butter and bumbleberry jam. I love a nice runny yolk, so I'll put the egg in the English muffin and eat it like a sandwich. An egg and jam sandwich? Boy Genius interjected. Oh my good goblin Jesus, you've gotta try it. I'll also toss a slice of ham and Munster cheese in there if I'm especially hungry. So anyway, then I'll swipe through Insta-scroll reels while eating my breakfast, drink another cold brew, and take a third shit at 7:40. At 7:69, I'm ready to hit the field for practice. I ride my prized white Bronco Ford from my mansion in the hills down to Wizard Flakes Field. Now, don't get me wrong. Ford is an older horse and can't quite go as fast as he used to, but he's mine, damn it. So what if my morning commute takes like 3 hours long? That only means I get to listen to more episodes of my favorite Falcon podcast in the world, The Wizard Scroll. Also, I am donning my iconic number 69 jersey during the ride. I usually make it to practice at around 11:30, get a good sweat in before we break for lunch at 12:15. I love me a good hoagie for lunch. Honey roasted turkey is my favorite. It's got the protein that a big strong guy like me needs. Then I'll top it with spinach, sweet peppers, pepper jack cheese, mayo, and sriracha. Toast that shit. Take a bite. Take a sip of cold brew. Take a bong rip. Take another shit. Take another bong rip.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's like 13
Well, I'm
Between the tryptophan and the bong hits, I don't know how this guy's still awake.
It's all the cold brew.
All the cold brew is balancing it out. I'm usually done with lunch by 1:03. Then we hit the field for stretches. Now you see, it's very important to give your muscles a good stretch every once in a while. So the rest of the Wangtown ore miners and I go through a rigorous yoga routine that stretches every muscle on our bodies. Unfortunately, this includes the taintial muscles, which, in combination with the rest of my cold brew from earlier, usually makes me have to go take a shit. By the time I make it off the toilet this time, it's like 3:30 for some reason. Just sat on the toilet for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's all liquid.
Practice is already over, so I hop on Ford and we head down to the studio to record episodes of Yergsland's Funniest Home Videos. At 4:20, I light a fat doobie while riding down the freeway on my Bronco Ford, which one time got the chops involved. Old Ford and I gave him a heck of a chase, though. We're talking 7, maybe 8 miles per hour, baby. They followed us around until I smoked the entire joint, at which point they dispersed because I was no longer in possession of wizard weed and therefore wasn't doing anything wrong anymore.
And then he robbed 5 places in Orc Vegas.
No, this is Orc J. Simpson. It's a different guy. He didn't do anything wrong yet.
Yeah.
We get to the studio by 5 o'clock sharp, and thankfully, if I need to have another bowel movement here, we do have a toilet rigged up in front of a green screen that I can do my business on while still recording. I usually do not need this toilet, but it does come in handy once in a blue moon. Anyway, recording wraps up around 6:30, and I take 4 through the McDonald's drive-thru next door for some McLobsters and filet McYan. I do not recall ever seeing these on the menu of my local McDonald's establishment, Boy Genius interjected. Orc J, are you pulling my leg? Oh, it's real. You just gotta be in the know, you know?
It'd be pretty easy for him to pull us like he's sitting on his lap.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I get the food, then I call a Centaur Uber to take me and Ford back home. We usually get home by like 7:10, so I take a fat blinker on my oil wand to commemorate the occasion. I fucking love oil, said Tin Man.
Man, every time you do it, I just feel like there's an applause. Like,
Yeah, right? Laugh.
Yeah. But it's not like in the story.
Right,
It's
right.
Personal laugh track.
Yeah, non-diegetic applause. It's like the dude showing up in the middle of a sitcom and everybody claps for 5 minutes.
Al Bundy walks through the door, applause for 45 straight seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard about this 710. What exactly does it mean, Orc J? Asked Boy Genius. Look at the number 710 upside down. Now what word does that look like? Orc J flashed a smug little grin as he saw a wave of understanding wash over Boy Genius. Ah, I see, that's quite clever. So yeah, then I take some gummy edibles, rip bong some more, and watch some Magic Rectangle shows for 3 hours. Then I'll drift effortlessly off to sleep before forgetting I hadn't brushed my teeth yet. So I'll go do that, grab a glass of water, and go back to bed, where I'll lay awake trying to fall back asleep for fucking hours. And that's a typical day in the life of good old Orc J. Simpson. What an astounding daily routine you have there, Mr. Simpson. As a certified boy genius, I'd advise you to get more fiber in your diet, and maybe cool it with the cold brew for a little while. Now would you please get off of my lap? Orc J. Simpson obeyed, rising to his feet only to reveal a big brown stain on his left trouser.
Oh, gross.
So you want to know something special about coffee?
Yeah.
So I got into making what's it called? Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
And I started making it every day. Got the stuff to make it at home, and drank so much of it that my body started rejecting coffee.
Really?
And that I had to quit cold turkey because it would give me horrible upset stomach anytime I drank it.
Sounds like Orc J. Simpson.
Well, that's the thing is after a few years, I was able to start drinking coffee again, but it could only be cold brew because it was less acidic.
Interesting.
I love cold brew.
My brain's telling me yes.
But my body... Okay, so Orc J. Simpson. Okay, so he stood up off of his lap, revealing a brown stain on his left trouser. Goodbye, boy genius. Congrats on the new body, by the way. Now you're marginally younger than you were before, Orc J said as he waddled off stage. You know what they say, 43 is the new 63, Boy Genius responded. We're gonna cut to commercial so I can go change pants. Right now. How many times has this happened to you? You've shit your pants live on stage while sitting on another man's lap. Hi, my name is Orc J. Simpson, here with a fantastic new product that'll get those brown stains right out. Introducing Brown Out, with a formula specifically designed for fecal matter so those stains don't stand a chance. It gets poop off of all sorts of fabrics with ease. Cotton, silk, polyester, even leather. It gets the gunk off without a trace, making your dirty underoos good as new and saving you money. Order right now and I'll double the discount. That's 2 bottles of Brown Out for the price of 1 for the next 5 minutes only. And remember, Brown Out gets the brown out.
Oh shit, I need to order that right now.
5 minutes, yeah. Pause the podcast quick.
You guys are sitting on each other's laps right now, right?
Yeah, Squid's sitting on my lap right now.
Okay, good.
We have one, like, plastic chair in his house. I don't know, it's like, there's no furniture, there's nothing here. It's just a Surface Pro 1 and a Blue Yeti and a fucking one chair.
Yeah, it's like the Toho lap.
Welcome back to the Dr. Oz Show, everyone. I'm Dr. Octavius Oz, aka Boy Genius. And for our final segment, Boy Genius produced a cold baked potato from the coffee table before him and held it before the studio audience. We shall discuss the health benefits of potatoes. Now, the humble spud usually gets a bad rep due to the unhealthy methods people use to prepare them. French fries are a good example. The potatoes are peeled, sliced into thin strips, and then deep fried in boiling oil. I fucking love oil, said Tin Man. What about mashed potatoes? You gotta add so much salt, butter, and mayonnaise to get a good mashed tater. It's no wonder they are the culprit of so much weight gain around Thanksgiving time. Well, here's the thing, ladies and folks. You can simply bake your potato instead, and all those unhealthy oils and fatty additives are no longer a problem. Audience members gasped and cheered at this revelation. Talk shows? Baked potatoes? What prophetic wisdom would spout from the Boy Genius's lips next? He just invented baked potatoes.
It's like edging.
In reality, this little thing is packed with nutrients. We're talking vitamin C, we're talking good old vitamin B6, got me feeling so fly like a B6, baby. Potassium, manganese, magnesium, phosphorus. Fuck, baby, yeah. Let me tell you, ladies and folks, this child's brain, I mean potato, it's got all the vitamins and minerals a boy genius like me craves. Yum, yum, gimme some, he said as he took a bite. Now, the important part is to eat the skin as well. That's where most of your nutritional value comes from. Like the mighty Saturn, Boy Genius devoured the plain cold baked potato in his clutches. He chomped, and he chewed, and he swallowed his meal. And when nothing remained, he resorted to licking his fingers for any remaining trace of the boy he could find. And then, something peculiar happened. Now behold, puny mortals, as I, Doctor in air quotes Octavius Oz, finally complete my ascension to godhood! Indeed! Wait, oh no, that doesn't feel good at all. I think I'm gonna... Dr. Oz's brain started melting out from all of his holes right there on stage, leaving dark bloody streaks leaking down from the boy's eyeballs, ear holes, and other unsavory orifices, including his nipples, somehow.
I thought you said something peculiar was going to happen.
Yeah, no, this is all standard fare. Panic and shock rang out from the audience members, who even ceased carrying Dr. theboy around in the excitement. They all gasped in perfect synchronicity at the sight of the boy before them, who at long last turned to the camera and said... And then at the end of the script,
I didn't even have to fucking know.
You know it's there.
The picture.
It's the picture of Macaulay Culkin, Finn.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Oh God.
Absolutely
Watching you record the freak out part is like watching voice actors in the studio.
Yeah, right.
And all the weird shit that they do to make certain sounds.
Yeah, right. I've been noticing, I've been trying to film myself while I record a lot. I notice I twitch my head a lot when I'm recording. It's just like something, I don't know, it's just like a tick I've gotten into the groove of just to get me into a voice.
It's like the changeover.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm O.J. Simpson. And I'm Dr. Oz.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
so that's- Home Alone 12.
Endlessly entertaining.
Who owns the rights to Home Alone? They gotta call us.
Oh my god, seriously.
I don't know.
I mean, they could just revitalize the entire franchise based on this and turn
Right?
it into something different.
Like, my dream Home Alone movie, this
Okay.
would get me into theaters immediately, is if they make a Home Alone film where it's starring Macaulay Culkin as the boy, except he's 43 years old, but he's still treated like a child, and nobody in the film ever acknowledges that he's a grown man. That would be the perfect film. Like, it's just like Home Alone 1 and 2, except like a new premise. Like, they leave Kevin home alone by accident
Right.
again. Like, maybe they bring back the original
I
actors.
think this time it would be intentional. I think this time it's got to be a thing where they're like, "Hey, we have no other choice, but you've been here before, so like." I don't know. I feel like having it happen accidentally again would break my immersion.
You think so? That would be the thing that breaks the immersion. We have a 43-year-old man with a pinwheel hat.
Wait, I'm sorry. What immersion? Yeah.
Like, I feel like Macaulay
I don't
Culkin
know.
would be
Home
down for
Alone-
that.
Home Alone 2 is a pretty realistic movie.
Yeah.
It even has real life scumbag Donald Trump in it.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, down the hall to the left. Thank you.
I feel like
And I've been to New York. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
on a relatively serious note,
Where's that?
I feel like a franchise like that would deeply benefit from just letting go and allowing someone to do something completely
right?
insane and ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
That would be fucking hire me, man. Like, I would fucking write that in a minute. That would be such
Yeah.
an honor to write Home Alone 3, the real Home Alone 3, because I know there has been a Home Alone 3, but
Right.
it's not canon in my eyes. Because
No,
it's not Macaulay Culkin as the boy. They brought a new boy in. It's not the same shit.
Which, if you noticed in my story, there's a point where he said it happened 3 times, but I don't really
Yeah,
feel
exactly.
like the same boy anymore.
I love how we both had prosthetic limbs in our stories. We both had a fucking...
God!
Yeah, like we had the synchronicity in there. Like, you had the time vortex with Wolf. I had we all had the boy, obviously. So I feel like we have a timeline of events. Like, yours came first. Like, your boy was like straight out of Home Alone 2. The boy comes in. And then, like, all these years later of taking edibles and shit with Leonardo da Vinci.
And Spaceman Spiff.
And Spaceman, like, he becomes my version of the boy, where he goes through this fantastical journey through Oz.
And it's just like burnt out entirely.
Just meets Tin Man and all the Scarecrow and everybody. And then after his brain gets swapped out by Dr. Oz.
I cannot believe the first time I experienced this story, I didn't realize that it's a spectacular a Superior Spider-Man reference.
Was it? I never heard of
Did
that.
you not make it intentional?
No.
Oh my god, there's a storyline in the Spider-Man comics where Dr. Octopus puts his mind into Peter Parker and becomes the superior Spider-Man and is like better at being Spider-Man than Spider-Man was because he isn't afraid to like kill people and do what's necessary.
That sounds awesome.
But like you mentioned, like they swap the brains, and then his name is Octavius, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this a fucking Spider-Man reference?"
I just legit thought Dr. Oz's name was Octavius for some reason. I don't know.
Octavius
His name's like
Oz is pretty
Mehmet or
fucking-
something.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's Mehmet Oz. Or is Oz even his name, or is that
Probably not. It's probably just catchy.
I
so he
think
fucking
it is
picked it.
part of his name.
Because I know, like, when he...
Yeah, it's Mehmet Oz. That is his name, yeah. Mehmet Sengiz Oz. And the O has one of the, not an umlaut, but the 2 dots above it.
Umlaut.
Ooze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an umlaut. Yeah.
So Mehmet Ooze. That's the Spaceman Spiff villain if I ever heard one. Dr. Ooze.
Yeah, right?
Like, the brain oozed out from his face
That's pretty
and
good,
nipples.
Actually, but Meh ooze.
Yeah.
He might have to make an appearance in the next Spaceman stuff.
Yeah. We need Dr. Oz to be a prompt.
He could be one of the people from that fucking lava planet. That's
Yeah.
coming for revenge.
The lava fountain planet. I love how, like we didn't even, like, that is... Those were prompts for stories that I already wrote my lava fountains and magnets story as well. But just the fact that you squeezed all 4 prompts in today.
I really want to do a story that has all of the prompts.
Every single.
Oops, all prompts.
Oops, all. Gotta go through. It's like 1 page long. It's just it's a collection of words.
Yeah, it's a mad lib.
Yeah.
It's an AI generated story that makes no sense.
Oh, just like my writing.
Your stories make sense. They're crafted by a human being.
Yeah, no, that exactly.
Part of
Precisely.
that is true.
I'll use like AI to help me write. But in ways that's like, okay, so here, write me a scene, and then I'll just like, okay, so this thing wrote me something that's absolutely terrible. Let me just I have the hardest part about writing is you have a blank screen, and you got to fill that screen. I have words over here on my other screen. Let me do something better than these words. And then that just helps, it just, breaks the dam a little bit.
2 things. One, that's how my friend writes Dungeons & Dragons games, is he'll have an AI program pitch him something, and then he'll just completely rewrite it.
Yeah, no, that's awful. Let me just do something else instead.
Or adapt it. But he'll do hey, I need a mad scientist character. AI, give me a mad scientist character, and it'll just bullshit it. Which
Dr. Octavius Ooze.
But that's what people have been doing for D&D forever. There's all kinds of role tables you can generators that'll randomly generate NPCs and stuff for you. So that's not that different. However, what you're describing is how David Bowie wrote music.
Really?
Yeah, I went to the David Bowie exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum in New York, and there's a video of him talking about his methods. At some point in his career, he started using a computer program that would just give him a random word, and he would hit it and let's say 4 random words together, and he would be like, "Does that make anything? Does that bring up anything in my brain? What does this inspire in terms of a story, or even just something that sounds good together?" And he would just randomly string words along to make his lyrics, which is why some of his lyrics are fucking nonsense. But it's such an interesting method to get around writer's block, especially for music. If I would probably be shite at writing music. It's basically writing poetry, but with more work to it.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really interesting that he basically was using AI generation before AI existed.
Yeah, that's wild.
I do think that AI has a place as a preliminary tool for people who are creative.
As a tool.
As an assistant, yeah.
It's a tool.
Yeah. Because, I use it specifically to generate reference images, right? And then I will basically put the reference image onto my Photoshop program and use it as the background as I'm creating a character over it, and go, okay, yeah, this is what I want now, when I'm actually trying to do cartoon work. Rarely, but I am still practicing and trying to get 2D work out into that sphere. So it's a really good helping teaching tool for me to understand how to reference human bodies.
Reference and help is the key here. All of us in our situations are still doing art.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not letting a program steal art from other people and then just turning it as our own. We're using it as a framework or inspiration to do our own art.
Yes.
And we're putting enormous amounts of our own time and imagination into it still. That's really what the argument in general media should be, is is the thing that you're selling made by you?
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
I really liked, if you guys listened to the most recent M-Class, Jeff made a point about the Luddites.
Yes.
That actually that's going around right now. There's another podcast called Factually, with Adam Conover, and he was talking about the same thing, where the Luddites, are essentially a reaction to very bad quality products hitting the market because of the overusage of technology.
Yeah, mass manufacturing and technology taking their jobs, basically.
I saw this guy on Twitter. I don't know if this was a meme or not, but it was a guy, he was charging $100 a commission for basically, he's gonna go in Microsoft Copilot and generate AI art for you for $100. And I'm like, that's such a stupid fucking idea. How does that make you money? You can just, I have Copilot right here. I can,
you can do it yourself.
I can click the bottom right corner of my screen.
You don't need a guy to do it for you.
And fucking type. Okay, well, I don't have internet right now, so I can't do it.
Type in theboy.
Yeah, right.
The most comical kind of posturing of being an artist that I see is when people, put up a bunch of AI art on their DeviantArt or, their ArtStation platform, and then they're like, ask me what prompts I use. wow, it's so interesting how I could use these prompts. Like they're really playing up their ability to type fucking words into a search bar.
Talk shows in The Boy, for example.
Yeah.
I would be so interested to see what an AI would produce with those two prompts. Those two very vague prompts.
It's just like, it's hours and hours of work that artists pour into making their line work good, and these people are like, I put words in a box, so I smart. Like, fuck off and die.
Well, and the other thing that breaks my brain is that when people will be like, "Oh, this AI artist trained an AI to do this, and that's why there's skill involved."
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's skill involved in a different part of it. That's not the art. Like, don't you understand why this is breaking?
Well, that's the thing is that would be like me being an art teacher. Teaching a kid how to do art. That kid goes on to make like award-winning art. And I go, yeah, that's my art because I trained the kid how to do it. Like,
oh my goodness. Okay, so I just went on ChatGPT and I just gave it, write me a short story using the prompts talk shows and The Boy. And it just spat out this whole thing. You want me to read it for you?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Surprise fourth story.
Hello, my name is ChatGPT. I shall read you a story about talk shows and The Boy. In the bustling heart of the city, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and neon lights painted the night sky, there lived a boy whose life was about to change in the most unexpected way.
I can't keep doing that.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ. I'm going to get you a
please.
lozenge.
Spare your voice.
His name was Alex, a shy, unassuming teenager with dreams as vast as the cityscape outside his window. Every night he would sit on his bed, gazing out at the sea of lights, wondering if his aspirations would ever take flight. One day, as Alex was flipping through channels on his old television set, he stumbled upon a talk show unlike any other. The host, a charismatic figure with a penchant for uncovering extraordinary stories, invited ordinary people to share their tales of triumph and adversity.
Oh, Space Ghost.
Yeah, right? On this particular episode, the theme was unlikely heroes. Alex watched in fascination as individuals from all walks of life shared their stories of courage and resilience. But it was the final guest that caught his attention. A young boy not much older than himself, who had overcome seemingly insurmountable odds to achieve his dreams. The boy's name was Marcus, a once homeless orphan who had defied all expectations to become a renowned musician. His fingers danced across the piano keys with a grace that seemed otherworldly, and his voice held a haunting beauty that stirred something deep within Alex's soul. As Marcus shared his journey from sleeping on park benches to performing on stages around the world, Alex felt a spark of inspiration ignite within him. Here was someone who had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious, his spirit unbroken by the trials of life. Determined to follow in Marcus's footsteps, Alex embarked on a journey of self-discovery, pushing himself to overcome his fears and pursue his passion for music with unwavering dedication. With each note he played and every song he sang, he felt himself growing stronger, more confident in his abilities to shape his own destiny.
Sounds like he's going to turn into a supervillain.
Months passed, and Alex's talent blossomed like a flower.
My power grows stronger.
Soon, word of his extraordinary gift reached the ears of the talk show host who had first sparked his imagination. Invited to appear as a guest on the show, Alex stepped onto the stage with a newfound sense of purpose, ready to share his story with the world. As millions of viewers watched from their living rooms, Alex poured his heart and soul into his performance, letting the music carry him to heights he had never dreamed possible. And as the final notes faded into the air, he knew that his life would never be the same again.
He ejaculated.
For on that fateful night, in the glow of the television cameras and the applause of the audience, Alex realized that he was no longer just the boy who dreamed of greatness. He was the boy who had found it. One note at a time.
And then Bill Pullman made the Independence Day speech.
Yeah. Okay, that story gets that's like a solid 4 out of 10, let's call it. Because it wasn't awful, but at the same
No, but
time, it
here's
was
the
so
problem-
fucking boring.
Here's the problem with those AI stories. They're also super, like, vague.
Yeah, super boring. There was no funny dialogue.
Instead of showing you an emotional scene, it'll just describe.
Tell you,
and then there was an emotional scene. That's what it'll say. It'll say there was an emotional scene.
There was no PNG of Kevin McAllister staring at the camera in there, so therefore, story.
There was no dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't know how to actually write a story. It writes, like,
it writes a summary for a story.
It writes how a parent would tell a little kid a bedtime story as quickly as possible so they could get back to watching the game.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. It doesn't know the most basic rule of human storytelling and specifically screenwriting that has really come out in an excellent way in writing classes over the last 2 decades, which is show, don't tell.
It doesn't know that. It doesn't know how to actually have a beginning, middle, and end. That story had no point.
That's right.
Yeah, right. It's just the boy sitting watching TV, the boy watching a talk show
And
where
then it
another
jumps to-
boy plays the piano.
And then it jumps to a different boy.
Hey, I'm gonna play the piano too. And then that's so unrealistic.
And
like,
then
you
he did
think,
the end.
like, of how many musicians there are in the world. Like, this boy being able to play the piano for several months and then get contacted by a talk show just makes no fucking sense, realistically. Unless he's like fucking Van Gogh the sequel or something. Or the Van Gogh of music, rather, because Van Gogh is a painter.
Yeah. No, it's just an inspirational thing to write. Like, that's it. It's just like, you can hear the algorithm going, search inspiration, search boy, succeeding with music,
Hello. Right, it's the boy.
Anyway, it's getting really hot in this room with the air conditioner off. I think we can end it off now.
So take off all your clothes.
Turn the fan back on.
Save ourselves.
Thank you all for tuning in to this extra special Wizard Hang. I hope you enjoyed this story. Fucking Spaceman Spiff shall return. The Vitruvian Man.
Oh my god, yeah.
Fucking that story was insane. Fucking mine was alright too. Orc J. Simpson
Yours was
shall return.
absolutely hilarious.
As always.
Like, laughing the whole way through.
It's just like, I love how a third of it was just Orc J. Simpson talking about his day. He takes 7 shits in one day.
There's just nothing left in the bowels at the end of his day. I mean, that's why you can't
Seven shits a day, 7 days a week.
Yes, sir. That's 49, right?
Yeah, and that's
Fucking, he must have like...
the team that he plays for in that dimension is the Orc 49ers. The 49ers.
The 69ers, more like. The Orc-49ers, that's a better pun than what I came up with.
No, I don't know about that.
You have to do a story that is him actually doing terrible things. It doesn't have to be the same terrible things, but I want the fucking horse chase.
There was a horse chase in this one.
Sort of.
Uh-huh.
I want, like, the famous Bronco chase, but with
Actual
his
Bronco.
Ford horse.
His white Bronco
horse
named Ford.
which is such brilliant wordplay.
Yeah, thank you. I stole that from Shrek 2.
See, I haven't seen Shrek 2, so I didn't know you stole it.
What? You never saw Shrek 2? You've seen every episode of Twilight Zone. You never watched Shrek 2?
I've only seen the first Shrek.
Wow. I mean, you can skip 3. 2 and 4 are very much worth watching.
There's a 4th one? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, Shrek the 4th is whatever. Shrek Forever After. That one's really good. Shrek, like, makes a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, and he's like, I want to be an ogre again. I want to have my and he just wants to be the fucking scary ogre again.
Is it a time loop? Does it just begin? Or does it end like the first movie began?
No, it's a happy ending, but there's some good moments.
Spoilers.
Basically, Shrek doesn't exist anymore.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, it's a.
He wishes himself out of existence by accident.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Shrek.
Exactly. It's a
life.
Shrek-to-full life.
That should have been the title.
And with that, we shall end it off.
Life. You know, life has layers.
Much like an onion.
Yeah. Well, parfait.